Steve Jobs is famous for saying, "Marketing is the art of rendering the sales process obsolete." Here is your daily dose of the Ultimate Sales Machine, coming to you from the new edition. If you haven't gotten your copies yet, ultimatesalesmachine.com. Yes, copies. I am your host, Amanda Holmes, CEO of Chat Homes International. We've assisted 250,000 businesses worldwide, helping them grow faster, better, smarter, helping them generate billions of dollars in revenue over the last 30 years. Here's your daily episode. I added this quote into the new edition of the Ultimate Sales Machine after a dialogue that I had with Perry Belcher, a brilliant marketer, one of the co-founders of Digital Marketer, which is one of the most world-renowned companies around teaching digital marketing. And we were having this dialogue about how much will the world truly need salespeople going forward with the speed at which e-commerce is happening, especially with the disdain of people not wanting to talk to salespeople. And he talked about that quote. He cited that quote by Steve Jobs, and I just found it fascinating. And then I started analyzing, what does Apple do that's different? During COVID, I had visited the Mall of America, which is the largest mall in America, has the biggest foot traffic out of any mall, and there were only 2 stores out of the entire mall that actually still had foot traffic even during a pandemic. Can you guess what they were? One was Apple, go figure, they're always full, and the other was the Amazon store, where they took all their best-selling products and they put them into a store. So I found this fascinating. And when you think of the process of what happens when you walk into an Apple store, right? It's not, you see this feeling of when you walk into a store today, it's almost like this push of, don't talk to me, salesperson. You can see the salespeople feeling awkward. Should I come up to this person? Because we've been taught to buy on e-commerce that we just don't want to be pushed by salespeople anymore. What you notice as a difference when you walk into an Apple store is that every person that comes up to you, you feel a sense of relief because you know they aren't there to sell you. You are already sold when you walk into that store. Why? Because they've done all the work on the marketing to make that sale effortless. And then who handles you? Somebody that is an expert in what they do. They're not just an expert on this one product. They don't fumble around wondering what you're talking about and they don't really know. They do so much training with their staff. You walk in and you are in the hands of an expert, and they are just there to guide you. So, what are you doing with your marketing and sales process to allow for that marketing to do the hard work, to educate, to give them the information that they need so that when it hands off to a salesperson, it's just taking care of them? I look at my father, and this was something that a friend of ours, Tom Schaff, who's a beloved friend, pointed out to me once about my father, and I'd never really thought about it until he said it, and then I've realized it ever since and seen it over and over again. My father was a brilliant marketer. He taught education-based marketing, a precursor to content marketing. He could, if you think of Core Story, he taught about how to get 9 times more impact from every move you're making to generate new clients. So he's opening up the ability to market to more people. And how do you bring them into sale? By educating them to get there. Also the Dream 100, how to find the bigger, better clients that are going to win you business. So it's the fastest, least expensive way to double your sales. That is also more on marketing because the first step is identifying those bigger, better buyers. And that's something that marketing would normally do, to identify who your client avatar is. And then the sales comes in following up. But both of them are heavier, more on the marketing side. So many people say your father was such a genius in sales, but majority of the influencers in this space on the marketing side are heavily influenced by my father because actually he was more a marketing genius that could generate sales. And when the book was first about to be published, my father wanted the title of the book to be called The Pig-Headed Executive Wins Every Time. And the publisher said, "We will not sell that book. That book will not sell. Nobody will buy that book." And they changed the name to The Ultimate Sales Machine. And he was so upset because he said, this isn't a sales book. This is about strategy. This is about growing a business. There's plenty of market marketing advice in here. There's plenty of time management secrets in here. There's how to set an appointment and get meetings. So there's so much more than just sales. But it was the publisher that decided on that name, and it's carried us forward. But his genius really came from setting the stage on the marketing side so that sales became effortless. So when you're thinking about your marketing and sales process today, what can you do to educate them in your marketing to make sales effortless and easy? Until next time. And there you have it, your special nugget for today. Get your copy or multiple copies at ultimatesalesmachine.com. 80 pages of new material to help you double your sales in the next 12 months. That's ultimatesalesmachine.com.